Married to Medicine, darling. Married to Medicine. Let's just get straight into it. This is season 7. Looks like it's going to be a good season. First of all, Heavenly's wigs and Quad's wigs are really going to get on my nerves. Heaven help us. Okay, so let me see. The group is very separate. It's very separated. We see that the clique is this. The clique is Contessa, Heavenly, Jackie, Quad. That's one clique. And then there's another clique that's Mariah, Simone, and Toya. Mariah and Toya, they both got that, petty spirit in them. And they are kind of what's the word? I guess the looks girls of the franchise. The girls is all about the fashions and the whoop to whoop. The girls is those girls. It's all about the aesthetic. Simone do not fit in with them at all. I don't think that Jackie and Simone have beef. But we gonna see because they're in two separate groups. It's definitely boom. These are the groups. It's definitely leaving off from the reunion. But like I said, these wigs, Contessa's wigs are looking better. Still not 100%, but they look okay. They're much better than Quad and Heavenly's wig. Now, I'm really shocked by Miss Quad. It's just not it. Chadi said she looked like Dejanay from the Proud Family. And I didn't know what to do with myself. It's you just got to find that right shade. You just got to find the right shade of blonde. It could work, but you got to find the right shade. I saw later on in the season she had this nasty blonde. It was kind of slick close to her head with the swoop on the side. That was nasty, Miss Quad. That was pretty. But this what you got going on? Anyway, so let me see. So Heavenly and Miss Quad, they are getting their vaginal tissues tightened, if that's the thing. Getting everything, making it like that. Getting it good, refreshed, replenished, darlings. So they're sitting on the pot and just talking, and they talked about there was going back and forth between scenes from from Simone and Heavenly talking. Y'all know last season Mariah and Heavenly got into it at Heavenly's house when she was having that crab boil, and Mariah told Heavenly that she need to pressure wash this mother, talking about her outside, said that it was nasty. This nasty ass house. It was screaming, so funny. Anyway, apparently Cecil, Simone's husband, had tweeted Heavenly about it, making a joke. Heavenly was just like, well, hell, I should have hired you to do it. And she said that because, he ain't got nothing else to do. He ain't have no job at the time. Heavenly has this whole thing with her about men should do this, men should do that. Men should say this, men should say that. Women should say this, women should say that. Which I don't, I understand why she's saying it, and I do agree with it to a certain extent. But hell, I guess he did have a lot of time on his hands to be sitting there tweeting, and I'm just like, I don't really understand why he tweeted that, and then he added Heavenly about it. Now, to us, the viewers, it was hilarious. It was a joke. But to Heavenly, I'm sure she slightly got offended by it. And since Heavenly and Simone, they seem to be in a decent place. It's weird. Quad and Simone is definitely not in a good place. Simone says she don't know where she stands with Miss Quad. Simone promised that she was gonna talk to Quad and stuff after that reunion. That reunion, Married to Medicine reunion, was everything. It was so good last year. But neither one of them have kept up their end of the bargain. Like I said, the sides are definitely split, and each one of the girls got an issue with the other girls on the other side. So it's real high school this season. But hey, we gonna take it. We got a new girl on there named Big Buffy. Well, actually, her name is Buffy. I like Buffy. Buffy is the Amen choir. Buffy is me. Okay, so let me see. Mariah and not Mariah, Jackie and Heavenly, they have this little podcast going on. I think it's Open and Honest or something like that. Mariah and Toya, they sitting there getting at the spa getting facials and things. Jackie gonna say, do you think that Quad should have shared what she said about Mariah allegedly using cocaine? Said that at the reunion. I don't think Mariah. I don't know if Mariah have tried it or not, but do I think Mariah does cocaine on a regular? No, of course not. But you know, it's a battle. You going back and forth. You saying whatever you need to say to hurt me, I'm gonna say whatever I need to say to hurt you. Are we both in the wrong? Yes. Are we both willing to admit that we're wrong? Probably not. So, let me see. So they were talking about that. They also said, should friends keep things from friends or something like that. And Quad, she was at home watching Jackie and Heavenly, and she was just like, I don't know why people feel like they're obligated to all your business. And I agree with that. Even friends, even sometimes family, they're not obligated to all your business. Sometimes you don't need to share something, especially if it's something that's not a guarantee yet. I kind of feel like that's kind of bad luck to share it before it's a guarantee, because just as easily as you got that, you can get it snatched away that quick. So, I mean, some stuff you need to keep to yourself. And it's so interesting because a lot of times those same people would not want to tell you all their business, but they want to know all yours. We all know people like that, darling. Let's talk. Let me see. Heavenly, she wants to have a party for Dr. Damon. He is opening his own surgical clinic, and which is his, and I think that's amazing. Congratulations, Dr. Damon. So she wants to have a Hollywood, old Hollywood glam theme party for him, and of course she's obligated to by the producers and everybody else to invite all the ladies, darlings. So go with that. Contessa, I'm more and more impressed with her. Contessa went back to school for public health, and she's studying that now, and she wants to someday become the Sergeant General of the U.S., darling. Surgeon General of the U.S., one of those. So shouts out to Contessa. Contessa's really doing it. Dr. Scott has the kids most of the week. And then Contessa has them, when she's not studying or whatever. He gonna say that he's a single father. I don't think that you qualify as a single father, Scott. Y'all just have this arrangement working out, and she's going back to school now, so she has to dedicate a lot of her hours to that. But Contessa is still very much so a mother and in the picture. And there was a point in time when last season when she stayed at home and you was out. So I don't know why sometimes men feel like, oh, that's just a woman's job. It's just like, well, she didn't have these kids by herself. Like, they are just as much hers as they are yours. So I don't really understand that. We're gonna see later on in the season that he kind of has some resentment towards Contessa. A lot of men can't take it. A lot of it's a lot. And honestly, I don't feel like we as men are kind of wired to do certain stuff or to handle it with as much grace and just as perfection as the words ain't coming to me. Just as easy. It's not easy, but just as I don't know the word. I guess professional. Just as professional as some women get it done. So I don't know. Look, I'm not a father. I'm just talking about the show, a little bit of experience I got. I'm not a stranger to raising kids, though, darlings. What Nicki Minaj say? What Nicki said? Nicki said all these bitches is my sons or something. Yeah, child. Kids all around, darling. Okay, so I think that's great. Let me see. Toy and Eugene. Toy and Eugene, they're about to move. Their home is almost completely done. You know, Toya wants the most. Eugene, you know, they finally got out of debt, and Eugene is just allowing Toya to splurge all over again so they can get back in debt. I don't know. I guess it takes some people a couple of times to learn a lesson. So I guess, but he's just allowing Toya to do whatever. 4 or 5 stories of closets and things. Who's looking at Toya's fashions? I've said this before. If we had to pick a fashion girl on the show, a girl that's always with her looks, that would be Mariah. Love her or hate her, Mariah is that girl when it comes to the aesthetic. You know, not to say all of them aren't beautiful, because they all are, but I'm just saying. We all know, as far as fashions, who will outdo all of them, darling, and that's been proven many times in the past. So, you know, Toya and them hips, I don't know. Toya's, I don't know. I might end up liking Toya this season, because I actually love Contessa, but Contessa, she holds on to grudges and things. It's not that serious. Let me see, but we'll get into it. Cecil, he's doing real estate now. He's really doing good. One of the sons went to Howard University. Now he is at Georgia State. He's doing much better. So that's good. The boys are doing well. Cecil and Simone are back in one place, but the boys are tearing up the house, being messy and nasty and being boys and men. So yeah, it's not just boys, it's men too that, you know, don't like to clean up sometimes and just don't give a damn. Let me see. So we get to the event. It looked lovely. Heavenly looked great. Dr. Damon, he could have shaved, but you know, whatever. It was a nice event. The Heavenly threw. Let me see. Miss Quad looked amazing. Miss Quad had on this badass white. Miss Quad was everything. Miss Quad. She got it. Miss Quad was giving me everything that I needed. Lovely gown. The hair was on point. The makeup. It was all about that dress, though, darling, and the fur, darling. Darling. I'm not even gonna get into it. Contessa looked really good. Toya looked cute. It wasn't, you know. Mariah, she looked lovely. She had on a red dress. You know, of course, Mariah had the shade Heavenly, you know, event, because, you know, why not? Why be nice, you know? Let me see what she's saying. A mess. The shit is starting already, y'all. They be cracking me up. That's how they be saying stuff. The way that Mariah says stuff and the way that Heavenly says stuff is just funny. You know, it's so funny they can't get along. But I do think, regardless of whatever, I do think that they are both good for the show. They are definitely reality TV gold. Heavenly will say anything, and Mariah will read you down in a minute. So it's funny. Let me see. Damon, he did a whole tour. Once, you know, everybody got there, you know, the ladies had already split up. Mariah brought her sister Lake. And Heavenly was just like, why did you bring Lake when the whole thing happened with Mariah accusing Quad of sleeping with Lake's ex-husband and the whole 9 yards, darling. Why did she bring Lake? Because she's messy. Y'all know why she brought Lake. Come on now. So Damon, he did a tour, you know, of the place, and you know, it looked lovely. and he was showing. It was the majority of ladies that was in there, and he was showing what he's gonna do. And Heavenly got on her knees, talking about, "I just want to do something for you right now." Can y'all imagine what is going on with Heavenly and Damon's kids, child? Because Heavenly would say anything on TV. Can you imagine? I wouldn't know what to do if my mom would just. Oh my God! For us, it's hilarious, but being a child and watching your parents just, especially Heavenly, just say whatever and talking about fellatio, and it's just like, ooh, child. Those poor kids. But that was funny. The ladies ended up going outside, and Contessa, she speaks to Lake, hugs Lake. Everybody kind of rolling their eyes. The girls don't really feel it for each other right now. I believe it was Simone that started to talk. And it was Simone that started to talk about her issues with Heavenly, as it relates to her husband or whatever. And, Heavenly was just like, well, I just feel like that was just a bitch move, etc. And then here comes Contessa out of nowhere. When she says, since we calling people husband bitches or whatever, how about somebody husband come at me and I call him a bitch, etc. And then that's when Mariah called Contessa out and told her that your husband do like to get up in women's faces, because they showed last season when Simone came at Contessa for no reason at all, because the producers told her to, for no reason at all. Simone came for Contessa. Scott said something to her, and so I mean, I get it, but I do think it's stupid, because it's just like, of course you're gonna take up for your wife. Let's just say hypothetically that your wife was getting ganged by a bunch of women. Would you just sit back and look as the man just because there's other women, but they beating the dog shit out of your wife? You're crazy if you sit back and look. And if she don't divorce your ass, for watching her get her ass whooped just because you didn't want to jump in it because it's a bunch of women, you's a goddamn fool. You better stump them hoes out. They stumping your wife out. What you mean? But obviously, in general, you shouldn't. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But also growing up in certain places, I was taught that if somebody hit you, you hit them back. So now as I've gotten older, I've learned, and I know that being a big black man, there's certain things that's not appropriate that you have to walk a little differently, So yeah, but that was out of nowhere, and that was, I guess that was a dig at Toya. They got on her. Toya and Contessa started going back and forth. Because Toya agreed with Mariah about Scott being a bitch because he said something to Simone. And then, Simone and Contessa don't like each other. So then Contessa said that your husband is the epitome of a big ass bitch. And, then the room stopped. I was like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. So, then, let me see. The ladies got up. Quad tried to defuse the situation. They were separate again. They went back in there. Heavily talking about, y'all need to apologize to me because it was her event. I agree. But I mean, why apologize and they're gonna do it again? And so then what happened? So Toya went to go tell Eugene what Contessa said about him. Outside, Lake and Mariah told Scott that Contessa was calling people men's bitches, and oh god, just high school, but whatever. Let me see, was that it? I think that was the ending. They just showed the scenes. This looks like it's gonna be a pretty decent season. Hopefully they keep Buffy, because they got a bad habit of bringing new wives or new doctors on the show and then they don't keep them. I don't understand that. I really don't. But we gonna see. We gonna see what everybody has to give this season. And yes, Lord. Married to Medicine is back, and hopefully, Bravo, you keep their asses on Sunday and don't switch them around like y'all always do. That's awful. I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at IsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter. At IsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal. Run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.